Welcome back to the channel, y'all. CRTV once again, back at it with another review. We're doing Hillbilly Elegy on this one. If it is your first time, hit that subscribe button. I will gladly appreciate it. Hit the like button, turn your post notifications on so you won't miss none of my videos. So Netflix just came out with the most recent drama film, Hillbilly Elegy. It is based on the book that J.D. Vance wrote, J.D. being that main character that we see in this movie. And no, I have not read the book, so I'm not comparing it to the book. I'm just reviewing it as from what I saw in the movie itself. So pretty much it's just about JD and the struggles that he went through as a kid, as a teenager, and ultimately as a grown man. I mean, he's trying to get into law school. He's in college, but he keeps getting pulled back to his family, to his dysfunctional family that he has back in Ohio. The main struggle is being his mom overdosing on heroin. She starts using heroin again because there was a point in time where she stopped, but she ended up using heroin and overdosing, so she's in the hospital, and that's what pulls JD back into his hometown. The movie does a lot of back and forth going on. It's like a lot of JD's flashbacks, there's a lot of his memories and other people's memories as well, but it's mostly his, and it's just a lot of back and forth going on. There were some moments in the movie where it had me like, okay, did this happen first or did this happen first? There's some moments that don't really get cleared up until pretty much the end of the movie. This movie feels like it's got three main characters instead of one, because we got JD, we got his mom played by Amy Adams, and we got his grandma, or as I call her, Mama, played by Glenn Close. So it's like we have screen time that is trying to be spread out. I feel like the movie is trying to spread out and focus on these three characters instead of just JD. I mean, his mom and his grandma do play an important role in this movie, but I feel like it's too much trying to be packed into one movie. Like, come on, people, if Spider-Man 3 taught us something, is that we can't have too many characters packed into one movie. Come on, Hollywood, we gotta learn from our mistakes. Now, out of these three, I feel like JD's character, played by Gabriel Basso, or Basso, whatever his name is, I feel like I didn't really like him as much as Amy Adams and Glenn Close's character. There are times in the movie where you kind of just don't give a crap about him. I mean, and this is a drama. You're supposed to feel for him because it's this guy who's going through it. This is JD that's going through all this struggle. This is JD that we're supposed to be rooting for because all these things are trying to keep him from his dream, from moving on ahead. And it's a drama film, so we're supposed to feel for this dude. But just something about him just didn't click. I mean, he just comes out like a whining guy who just won't shut up at times, or just doesn't learn how to live a little, just let go of the negative vibes that are just unnecessary in his life. I thought Amy Adams was cool. I mean, she delivered on playing like this crazy mom that she is, but I think Glenn Close really kind of stole the show on this one. I mean, her performance was great. I'm not saying that the whole movie, that she made the whole movie great. It's just her performance individually is great. I mean, Glenn Close is great, man. I mean, every time she's telling JD, hey, get your crap together, like she cusses every other word, and you know, she's just hilarious. But she's that grandmother that's not sympathetic, you know. She tells it how it is. I enjoy this movie more when she was on screen. Now, other than the pacing and the editing in terms of narrative storytelling, there was some moments where I was just like, wait, what?
What the hell?
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Because like I mentioned in the beginning, that we're just going back and forth between old JD or current JD and his young version, which, by the way, I feel like the character playing young JD was pretty well casted. I mean, both of them are well casted in terms of two people playing the same character, like they actually feel like the same character, not just two different people. But anyway, all these flashbacks just don't help it. I mean, for example, there's this flashback where he's riding with his mom, and then they're having this conversation, and then his mom just blows up on him out of nowhere and then just starts beating the crap out of him in the backseat. It's funny to me that what white people think is crazy or inhuman is something that we see on the daily, us brown and black folks.
But only white mothers are ever arrested in America for beating their kids.
We know our mom means business. when she takes off her slipper. Or the belt, or the extension cable, as that happened to be once.
I'm gonna take that Nintendo cord, wrap it around your neck, and stick it in your ass. Nigga, I ain't playing with you. This ain't no threat. This is a promise.
Hey, go ahead and let me know what is your mom's favorite weapon of choice. But anyways, like, she just blew up out of nowhere, JD's mom, so there was no lead up to that. So I'm wondering, okay, did the drug addiction happen before or was that after? Because it would make more sense if her addiction started before that, but from what I remember, they didn't show her taking the pills until later in the movie after that flashback scene. In the beginning of the movie, it shows that JD is working 3 jobs and he gets the bill for one of the law schools that he's trying to go into, and he's telling his advisor or counselor, whoever she is, saying, hey, I can't pay for this, too much. I'm working 3 jobs and I still don't got enough money. But then later on in the movie, when he wants to get his mom into some rehab center, he's over there pulling credit cards like crazy. Like, okay, let me get 500 on this one and 1,000 on this one. Actually, okay, you know what? Let's split this. Put more money on this one.
Money made weather. I'll make it rain all day long. My name is.
And I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you was broke to the point where you're eating ramen from the 99-cent store every day. I feel like some important key moments that could have been fleshed out more in the movie were just shown as like 5 or 10-second flashbacks. For example, JD being in the military, the thing about JD's dad, JD's grandma going into the hospital. If this is a dramatic film, then these are moments that I feel like need to be explained more, a little bit more in detail. But the fact that it's so much info trying to be packed into a little less than the 2-hour movie, I feel like maybe they should have just made it a series instead of a movie. Now, I was shocked that this movie has gotten a lot of criticism by people saying that it's a wrong depiction of people that are from Appalachian regions or from the part of the U.S. that this movie's from. I mean, this movie is based out of Ohio. It's just getting a lot of hate from people saying, oh, this is not what our people do. This is not what our people look like. Maybe they felt like it was just like a stereotype offense to them, who knows? But just because it depicts them in a certain way doesn't mean that it's attacking the people from that region. I mean, sometimes you just gotta tell the truth how it is and just put reality like how people really are. And again, I have no idea if this is actually true. I don't know if people from over there actually, you know, the way the movie depicts them. But, you know, as far as in terms of the people's comments saying that these people are just angry all the time, I mean, if this is a dysfunctional family, then it makes sense because every character in this movie is angry. You could feel there's a lot of repressed anger inside of them and they take it out on each other. Everyone's always blaming somebody else in the family for their failures or for the whole family's dysfunctionality. But if this movie was meant to be that movie where the main character, a certain individual, is struggling because of dysfunctional families or economical issues, is struggling to surpass that in order to be successful, I feel like we kind of quite didn't get that because we are shown that he's actually doing pretty well for himself since the beginning. All it is him trying to get into law school. But at the end of the movie, we get left with just the scene that he just gets a final interview for the law school firm. The story doesn't give us that feeling like that he accomplished it, that he made it to the top. I will give him this though. I think they did a great job in the casting. When it comes to casting, I mean, at the end of the movie, we're shown pictures and videos of JD's family, the actual family in real life, and they just nailed it. I mean, they were spot on. The actors as casted for these people, they look exactly like them, especially Mama. I mean, I think she was by far the best casting that they did for this movie. I mean, they look exactly alike. Amy Adams, you know, with JD's mom, they look alike, pretty alike too, except the real mom is just a bit chubbier, but it's dead on. I mean, these characters, I mean, they nailed it. So Hillbilly Elegy, like, story's not bad. I don't hate the movie. I saw the potential. It could have been a great movie. It could have been a great series, but just the pacing was just a bit off. If they just went on some sort of linear timeline, I think it probably would have been better instead of this whole back and forth thing that they had going on. But I don't necessarily hate it, but I'm not saying that it's a great movie at all. Glenn Close, I mean, I like her performance. I think she killed it. So Hillbilly Elegy, I would say, I think is rated PG-13. Pleasantly a good time, but probably 13% or more are probably going to disagree with me. So Hillbilly Elegy, did you see it? What did you think about it? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, turn the post notifications on, and we'll see y'all next time.